in the back.
That's all I got.
I need everybody. You need it. Hey, fill that hole. Fill this. You by yourself. Fill that hole. You know what I mean?
What's up, man? 3 games this evening. You can go wherever you want.
You good? Okay. Hey guys, let me have everybody's attention. Everybody, if you would, just for a second. We appreciate everybody coming. And hey guys, everybody look at me just a second. What we're going to have to do, and we appreciate you coming, we're going to have just a little bit of difficulty with this because we're in 8 minutes, we're going to go live. Which means in 8 minutes, no matter what we're doing, we're live. So what we want to do is to get as many people from the back. We got somebody needs to hear. There's 3 chairs right here. If I can get the people standing in the back to come grab these chairs, I need to fill these from the front to the rear. That way it allows people to come in from the back. All right? And then our guys, what we'll do is once we start, is to try to keep me from having to yell. And so then that way I'm not yelling at you. And once we start, we'll click. Guys, look, I want you to put the little blue piece of paper. This is chance. I need your name, address, telephone number, bank account, social security number. Please make it legible. I can't use it if I can't read it. This is a chance we give one chance. Oh, we do one hunt a year. Okay? This is a chance to do an Alabama hunt with us. All right? So hang on to that. We'll take it up after the seminar. Guys, we got 2 more chairs right here if we can, and some right here, Rusty. If we can get somebody, if any of you guys are by yourself, we really need somebody to fill these chairs because that camera's going to catch it if we can. You also have a little card. Did everybody get like a little business card? Yeah. What that's for, that is a chance. What this is, guys, we're located in Pensacola. 9.5 mile road. And tonight was 3 weeks ago. We do more seminars than anybody in the industry, in the hunting industry. We've been doing this nearly 30 years. We started a show 3 weeks ago in Pensacola, which is what's fixing to go live on Ustream. Every Thursday night at 7 o'clock Central Time, you can take your phone, your computer, and you can hit that link and go live. Tonight, we'll have people call in from all over the country. At the conclusion of this seminar, you're going to be able to ask questions. We're going to have people calling in. And so you'll be participants just like they are. But every Thursday night, you can call in and ask any question you want. It's as relevant as the last question. And literally, we've had people from Canada 2 out of 3 weeks call in. Anybody in here from Canada? Are you serious?
Originally.
Why did they do A up there for? A? Everything's A. Is that sort of like our huh?
First letter in the alphabet, otherwise it'd be B.
That's sort of like our huh. Guys, we got one more. I really need one person sitting right here for a head. If anybody's up back here by themselves, and I need two people right here, Rusty. If you can help me get somebody right here and 2 right here.
You need 2 cards.
No, 2 cards. I need 2 cards up here. I'll bring them back to you. Right here. Let me have a few. Right here behind. Does anybody not have one of these cards?
Thank you, sir.
Does anybody not have one of these? Guys, look here. This thing here, every Thursday night, you could be sitting on your tree stand and text, Facebook, Skype in, we can put your picture on. But it's a conversation between you and I. Everybody else in the country is just listening in on it. And then we have somebody else call. So, and that'll be 52 weeks a year. If you call in during the show, then you get depends on what we're doing that night, but you may win a cap, you may win a shirt, you may win a bottle of product. So anybody makes it through the calling process or emailing, you can Facebook us. You can go to that link after this seminar and watch this show. Actually, Tom, where's Tom? Actually, tomorrow. Yeah. So tomorrow morning you can actually watch this show that we've done tonight. And this is the first time that we're going live in a remote deal. Okay? So tell everybody about this. This is a whole new platform. This is conversation between you and I, and everybody else is listening on it. Okay? So tell everybody about this. If you don't have one of these, get it. We're going to start in about 5 minutes. We're going to want you to just relax. And what we're going to do tonight, and I'll tell you, we're going to talk about hunting the rut. And we're going to start and go through the rut here in Florida, Alabama, Georgia. Is anybody in here that's not from, anybody in here other than Alabama and Georgia, Florida? Anybody live anywhere else? You hunt anywhere else? Well, look here, we got home folks in here. All right. Well, one Canadian. How long you been here?
30 years.
Oh, shoot. You're not a Canadian anymore. Tom, you're good? Everything good there? Guys, as you come in, you can get up on these seats over here if you want to. You guys, hey, you guys can work your way and sit up on the feed. Hey, you're gonna be the toilet. Yeah. Yeah. Crestfield Pharmacy, look at there. Alabama. I am, so I'm going to be at a distance from you. Oh, Tom, you want me to start kind of quietening them down, getting ready? How long you got? Huh? Oh, 1 minute. You rolling? You can just turn it on to people's.
It's been going since you started talking.
Really? Is that what this is? I'm fixing to start. I'm fixing to get ready to start. These people, I need to get them in and quiet. And as they come in, we need to be standing out there and saying, if you come in, quiet, and tell them we're live. And ease in and just hit. And at that point, once I start, we're live. So everybody's going to have to quiet. Okay? You would think we're at a funeral home, wouldn't you, fam? That. Hey, little man. Yeah.
You ready? You
I
hot?
want to borrow one of them. You don't think it ain't hot with long sleeves? You think I'm at a funeral home, wouldn't you?
No, and all that kind of stuff.
You ready? I think we need to get started. Just for you. Huh?
Guys, quick 15 minutes in this heat before it starts getting too smelly. All these people sitting here sweating.
It don't matter if y'all's fault.
We've already done it. If you'll let them know, hey guys, we're fixing to get started, and they're going to let people know. If you'll let them know as they're coming in. Hey guys, look here. We're fixing to get started. We're fixing to get started, guys, and here's what we want you to do. Hey guys, let me have everybody's attention just a second. Hey guys, here we go. I'm sorry. We're fixing to get started, and so if we could keep the noise, and of course, even me talking right now, we're live. They can hear me telling everybody. So we're fixing to step in front of the camera, and we're fixing to kick this bad boy off, and we want everybody to feel comfortable. You'll be able to ask questions, but I'm going to ask if you would, if we could keep it down, because it will literally pick up every bump in it. So, but we'll get started here, and you'll be able to ask questions and participate, and we'll get this show going. You ready? Alrighty, guys, look, we're glad everybody's here. This is our third show of Hunting the Rut Hotline with Don Bell. You've got questions. We're going to have some answers, and tonight you're going to have an opportunity for us to talk together. And so, guys, we've been in the hunting industry nearly 30 years, and we do more seminars than anybody in the industry. And so tonight, what we're going to do, and we're glad everybody's here in the back, up on the feed up there. We want you guys to feel perfectly at home. Now, you feel free as I'm going through this. If you got a question, you can throw your hand up, but we will, at the conclusion of this, have questions. All those guys out there that's watching live, as always, you'll be able to call in, and we'll take you, because we're live, we're actually going to take you live a little different tonight. You got you a fan there. And guys, look, you see we're fanning? We're in, we're not in the north tonight. We're in Milton, Florida. And getting ready to go hunting while you guys are already starting hunting in the north. In fact, it's going to be cold. We were in Illinois last week, and I bet it's 30 degrees up there. And of course, it's supposed to be, what, 47 Saturday night here? You would think it'd come a little bit early, wouldn't you? So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk about hunting the rut. Guys, tonight I'm going to tell you some stuff that you're going to probably think I've lost my mind. All right? But I want you to hang tight with me and listen to what I'm saying and see if it makes sense. Okay? No pun intended. In order to hunt the rut, there's two words. There's 12 million deer hunters. And out of the 12 million deer hunters, there's two words that almost, nearly 30 years, almost most hunters misunderstand. One is the word rut, and the second one is the word estrus. We were doing a seminar Tuesday night, and I told them, I said, look, guys, right now, after this seminar, we could watch the news, and all of a sudden, we could be at war with Iran. Right? I mean, this day and time that could happen. Now, would you agree with me, everyone, that if we were going to fight Iran tomorrow morning, in order to fight them, we need to send 500,000 U.S. troops to Iran? Well, it's kind of important that we know where to send those 500,000 troops. In other words, we don't want to accidentally set them down in Germany. They'd probably be ill on that, right? So geographically, we need to know where to put the troops. Now, if we're going to fight Iran in the morning, do we fight them at their strength or at their weakness? Weakness. Common sense says weakness. You would not think that today coming out of D.C., would you? But we fight them at the weakness. All right? In order to hunt the rut, we got to know when it is, where it is, how long it is. Most people misunderstand that. Let me prove my point. Don't close your eyes, but if I were to say close your eyes, and I say the word rut, what's the first thing you picture a whitetail buck doing? Anybody? Chasing a doe. Now, folks, if you don't believe that, I should have took a bet on that. 8 out of 10, in your head, you said a buck chasing a doe. When I say the word rut, everybody look at me. That is not the rut. That's the peak of the rut. The rut, anywhere in North America, be it in Milton, Florida, or Manitoba, Canada, the rut's broken into 3 periods. This wall is going to be pre-rut. This is the peak of the rut. This wall is post-rut. So it's sort of like a mountain. You start out, it peaks, it goes down. 3 periods in the rut, anywhere in North America. You got pre, you got peak, and you got post. Did you know that a whitetail buck, once he sheds velvet, that biologically that buck's in rut and he can breed? Now let's find this interesting. When season opens in Alabama on the 25th, or how many of you guys hunt Alabama? Most of you. When season opens in Florida or Alabama, and those guys are watching, no matter if you're in Michigan, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, New York, North Carolina, when season opens, are the majority of the bucks where you hunt in or out of velvet? Out. Right? Once a whitetail buck sheds velvet, biologically, that buck is in rut and he can breed. Which means when season opens, guess what? He's in rut. Now, I didn't say there was a doe in. I said he is in rut. He can biologically breed. Well, that begs a question, don't it? If when season opens, if he's out of velvet and he can biologically breed, dang, that kind of begs the point, well, how long can he breed? Did you know that a white-tailed buck, once he sheds velvet, he is in rut, and he is in rut all the way to the time that he drops his horns? Have you been down here long enough to stop calling them antlers?
Heck no.
So he's in rut from the time he sheds velvet to the time he drops his horns or his antlers for the guys in the north. Oh, by the way, what's the last legal day you can hunt Alabama or Florida or Georgia? Let's say Florida here. What's the last legal day you can hunt Florida? End of February, isn't it? March 1? Do they still have horns? Antlers? They do, don't they? Guess what? He's in rut. So if he's in rut when season opens because he's out of velvet, and if he still has his horns, antlers, when season ends, guess when the rut is? The entire hunting season. Now, folks, everybody, I'm serious as I can be with this. Look at this. If they charged you didn't charge them, did you? Where you at, Ian? You didn't charge. If they charged you tonight, and if you got up right now and left, and I'm serious as I can be, it'll change the way you hunt, just understanding what I just said. Because most people think this is the rut. If you think this is a rut, you're missing 2/3 of the hunting season using rut tactics. And that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk about, we're going to hunt from today. Well, we won't hunt today, you understand, but we're going to start what you're doing from today. You may have a game warning here. From today all the way to the end of the season. All right? So a buck's in rut the entire hunting season. Well, now that brings us to the second word, which is the word estrus. Bang! That door opens up and a doe comes piling through here, and she goes around the thing, goes out the door, and a buck's right on her. Everywhere she goes, he goes. You say, hey, Don, look at that doe. That doe's in what? Heat. Or estrus. Everybody look at me, right? Nope. She is not. I know you're thinking, man, you need to go back to Alabama. Because in Florida, when a buck's chasing a doe, she's in estrus. Everybody, she is not. How many of you ever seen a buck chase a doe? Live video, see the hands? The word estrus, well, first of all, why do you think that doe's running? The word estrus, everybody watch this, the word estrus literally means an animal will stand and not run. Dog, cat, giraffe, elephant, horse, whitetail. Therefore, when you see a buck chasing a doe and she's running, the reason she's running is because she don't want to be fooled with. She's coming in. When she's in full estrus, she's going to stand and not run. She's going to stand to a spike or a dominant buck. She's ready. The peak of the rut is just that. That's when the majority of the does are standing and not running. Most hunters think this is the rut. And they're missing 2/3 of the hunting season using rut tactics. And that's what this seminar is going to be about tonight, is how to distinguish pre, peak, and post-rut. Okay? And there is a distinction between the three, and a deer is going to do a certain thing. Who in here is over 6 foot as though, baby, I don't know it? How tall are you?
6'4".
6'4"? We got anybody over 6'4"? Or how tall are you? 6'5". Are you really 6'5"? You used to be? Well, we can't go on that used to be stuff. What's your first name? Jeff. Jeff, stand up just a second. Smile at the camera, Jeff. Hope you got a sense of he's going to be our dominant buck. Hey, guys, don't laugh. We ain't picked a doe yet. I mean, never sit on the front rows, guys. I'm telling you. All right, I hope you got a sense of humor. It's going to get ugly. All right, you can sit down. All right. Right now, tonight, guys, watch this. Right now, tonight, all over North America, I'm talking about tonight, not the season open, tonight, bucks are running together. It's called bachelor groups. Don't believe that? Let's watch this. How many's already been in the woods this year and seen more than one buck run together? Raise your hands. Look at the hands. All right, let's have a contest. Who's seen more than 3? All right, how many? 4. How many back there? The record, so 4-4, the record this year has been 12. So here's what's happening. How many of you guys, being that we're sitting in a feed and seed place here, Manning's Feed and Seed in Milton, Florida tonight, how many of you have already bought seed and already been planting? Raise your hands. Now here's the deal. We're in the woods getting ready to disc and plant. Well, man, we're getting excited. We're hanging some stands and we start seeing 2, 3, 4 bucks run together. Man, we get all excited. We go to work Monday morning and we say, man, Jim, I saw 4 bucks running together. Man, they bunching up. Man, they getting ready for hunting season. The bucks that you're seeing run together today have been running together since March, February, late February, March. The pecking order of a whitetail buck doesn't start now. It starts at the end of the post-rut. So what happens is, first name again, Big Buck?
Jeff.
Mr. Jeff. All right, I want to get that straight. All right, Mr. Jeff right here is going to be our big dominant buck. Here's the way it kind of went down. You worried you're going to be a doe, ain't you, baby? I can see it in your face.
I can feel it already.
Just because you looked at me. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get... You're nervous, aren't you? Oh, heck, I'll get all 5 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know it.
We got a doe right here.
No, it ain't near as funny. All right. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With these 5 bucks right here, you're going to be subordinate bucks, teenagers. Now, if you're not, take it up with Big Dog after the seminar. So here's the way it happened. Seriously, when season ended last year where you hunted, I don't care if you're in Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, New York that's listening tonight, no matter where you are in North America, when season ended, bucks started getting into bachelor groups again. Here's the way it happened. Big buck right there, these little bucks comes up to that big buck and said, hey, Mr. Big Buck, say, you got a job? No, man, I ain't got no job. About like half of America, you know. And these little bucks says, man, we ain't got no job either. Said, say, what do you say we go down there to Milton and we'll get us an apartment together and we'll bachelor up. In other words, we'll bachelor up together, spend money together. All right. When season ended, these young bucks started learning about life at the foot of that dominant buck here, just like these young boys do at the father, the grandfather, as we did. Make sense? So the pecking order is starting here when season ended. So when season ended, Big Buck, you're doing a good job. These old boys are listening, having a big time, yes sir. And for those boys in the north, have you been down here long enough to learn yes sir and no sir yet? Yes sir, yes, sir, that's right. And folks, America's starving to death for that again, ain't it? Amen. I heard that. No, I don't want to preach. Yes, I will. Listen to what America needs tonight is men.
That's right.
Guys, seriously, I'm serious with this. Come follow me. What America needs tonight is men, not boys. Mm-hmm. Lean into a teenager and tell him to shut up and sit down. He's in your presence. Amen. Just like that. You thought I got off the subject here, didn't you? Oh, Steve says, please get back. Just like the big buck. These young bucks right here, they look at him and say, yes, sir. Doing a good job. Spring. All spring, they're learning. High school lets out. Summer comes along. These old boys starts partying. I mean, they're having a big time. Old Big Buck looks at these little old boys and says, girls, look, if you're going to party, let the big dog show you how to do it. So the old big dog comes off the porch and he starts partying. He's showing the young boys how to party. Now, you're doing a pretty good job. Late summer, July, August, September, late September, these boys right here comes in. They say, good, look here, we're going to Panama City. Mr. Big Buck, get dressed. This big buck is ready late September, first part of October. This buck is getting ready to come out of velvet. He starts getting irritable. They come in one night and says, baby, we're going to paint Panama City. And he says, look here, guys, I've had it up to here with you. He reaches in his pocket, if I can find my keys, reaches in his pocket and says, look here, I'm out of here. I'm tired of your foolishness, you're running around, your loud music. I'm up to here with it. Now I'm gone. So the first buck that will lead the bachelor groups every year is going to be your most dominant buck. Now watch what happens. That happens over here It's getting ready to happen now where you hunt. And so as that buck gets ready to come out of velvet, he starts getting irritable. How many of you guys in here has ever played baseball or softball and you slid into second, third, home plate and you got that little strawberry burn? You remember the first thing it did? It burned, then it got gooey, and then it got what? Hard. Then it got cracking, and it started what? Itching. And what did you do? You started picked at it. And your mama said, boy, if you don't quit picking at that scab, it's going to leave a what? A scar. When that buck, velvet, is nothing more than a scab. And as that blood supply starts coming out of it, he starts getting irritable. So he leaves the bachelor groups. He leaves the apartment. Now he's got a problem. He's out in the weather. He ain't got a roof over his head. So the first thing this buck does, he's going to build him a house where he's going to live during the rut. When is the rut? The entire hunting season. Now watch what happens. Big dog, you out in the weather, so what you do, you're coming out of velvet, you come up to a tree right here, and what you do is you come up to this tree and you take your horns, your antlers, and you hook a tree. What do we call that, guys? A rub. Now, University of Georgia, now Carl will see this and he'll, University of Georgia, they call that signposting. They get big bucks for that, you know. But we as common folk, we know it as a what? A rub. Now, so what he does, he comes up to the tree and he starts hooking that tree. He does it for two reasons. First reason he does it is he's trying to get that velvet off. And once he starts, he's pretty much going to hang with it till he gets it off. But what he does is he's fixing to build him a house, and watch what he does. Big buck, you come up here and you hook a tree. He takes an 8-foot 2x4 and he stands it up. He nails it up. He goes over here, goes down a ridge, and he comes up. He takes an 8-foot 2x4. He stands it up. He takes his antlers. He studs another one up. He goes down the ridge, another one. He'll go all the way down a ridge line, a perimeter. How many of you sitting in here tonight has ever found a rub line and you got to looking at it and you could line it up one after another going down? Raise your hands. See the hands? All you have found is that sucker's 2x4 wall. Now this is pre-rut. He's building him a house. Then the question is, or I always get, well, just how big is that old boy's house? I don't know. People think the bigger the house, the more dominant. I want you to take a gander around this room. I don't care how big a house you live in, it don't make you dominant. Right? Or some of you would beg to differ, wouldn't you? All right, so what happens is, this buck, and most of the time, the size of it really, typically, the bigger the buck, the bigger the house, but not always. But topography, the lay of the land, will kind of determine that. But here's what he does. He goes around and he builds him a house, 2x4 walls. You follow me? Now, big buck, nobody's listening. It's just you and me. Forget the camera and where they won't see you. It's been a year. I mean, you hearing what I'm telling you? I mean, ain't nobody. I mean, I want to make sure. Okay, you as red as that Alabama cat, baby. He's going what? But he's going what? All right, it's been a year. That old boy is dressed. He's got a tuxedo on. He's going to the prom. That cat's outside with his tux on, ribbing the motor up, ready to go to the prom. He's got a problem. They ain't no dozing what? Estrus. This is pre-rut. But he can breed. So he's already irritated at these suckers. So now what he does, what you do pre-rut, you're going to go down this wall. He's going to take his front feet down pre-rut, first part of the year. He's going to take his front feet and he's going to paw at the ground. How many turkey hunters we got? You'll swear that it's where a turkey has scratched. He'll take his front feet and he'll paw at the ground. As a general rule, he will not mark it. He'll hit it and he'll leave it. Can't you see him? Dead, blame it, you know, and you're going along dead, blame it. The more you do, the madder you get. And you may have 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 of these little secondary scrapes. They call them secondary scrapes. Pre-rut. I call it a frustration scrape. You're a little frustrated, you know what I'm talking about? So He's taking it out, but as a general rule, he doesn't mark it. You two guys hunt together? All right, you going to now? Work with me, dog. First name?
Hal.
Hal and
Clayton.
Hal and Clayton. Best friends, known each other since you was this high. So, Hal, right? All right, so Hal and Clayton, they're at the camp this weekend, cutting a little firewood. Hal, you're younger, right? Or are you younger? You liked that, didn't you? You can pay me later. So what happens, Hal, he's cutting a little bit of firewood outside, breaks a sweat. So he's got this great idea, hey, let's go do some scouting. He just don't want to cut firewood no more. So Big Hal, that man right there, your best friend, he's walking down through the woods this weekend. Walking, looking. And he comes up on a rub. And he's thinking, looking at that rub, and he's thinking to himself, man, that ain't no rub. Because it's not the what? Gets to walking and looks back, and there's another one. And from this angle, he can see another one and another one. And he's thinking to himself, my Lord, I got a screwed up buck. Now, your big buddy here is Mr. Hunter. He's slipping down through the woods. He's on a buck. And he steps right in the middle of one of them little frustration scrapes. That man right there looks at that and he says, now that may be a rub line, but I know that's not a scrape. Why? It's not the rut. 2, 3, 5, 10, 15. This old boy is pumped up. Comes back to camp. Best friend in life's got him a potty meat sandwich made. Have you eat potty meat down here yet? You like it too, don't you? Possum? You go, well, that ain't bad. Those guys watching here, they're going, what? Potty meat. How many eat Vienna sausage? Look at that, right there. Got him a potty meat sandwich made for lunch. Baby, you see anything? That man right there drops his head, looks at his best friend in life, says, man, I didn't see nothing. Where's that sucker going to be hunting the first day of hunting season? He'd lie to his mama. How many of you in this room, show of hands, seriously, has scouted, found that rub line, found them little secondary frustration scrapes, got all excited, you wouldn't tell nobody about it, because the opening day of bow season, you're going to shoot that old boy. How many of you sat there all day, all week, and never seen a stinking thing? Raise your hands. See there? The rest of you lying. Now why? Why is it that we in pre-rut, we see all this activity, and we don't see the buck?
He doesn't do it regularly.
He's hitting it, but the thing is, remember I'm telling you, pre-rut, he's frustrated, he's hitting it, but he's not marking it. As a general rule, he's not marking it. If he doesn't mark it, no reason to check it. We see the sign, and we misread that, and we sit up on activity, no buck. Then we quit hunting scrapes. Here's what happens though. Big buck, just before the peak of the rut, the peak being what? When the majority of the does are standing. And folks, listen to me. Those of you at home and those that are sitting here tonight, there is a time in which on the piece of property you hunt that the majority of the does are standing. That is called the peak. There's a ramping up, there's the peak, and a ramping down. What happens now, this buck, he's made this, and by the way, during pre-rut, he's built this house. That buck will allow these young bucks to come into the den and watch Monday Night Football. He'll let them go to the refrigerator and get something to drink. Pre-rut. Come on in, boys. Let's watch TV. Just before the peak, that little boy's neck right there is going to start swelling, and when he does, he's going to come along the wall of this house. He's going to open up one of these little frustration scrapes or secondary scrapes, and he's going to mark it. The University of Georgia calls this a primary scrape. A primary scrape is always underneath what? Overhanging limb. Now folks, look here, it ain't hard to do. And I'm not picking on my Canadian big guy there. Yeah, I am. Have you been down here long enough that when you come up on, how many of you guys brim fish, and you come in a little eddy, and it's calm water, and them brim go on a bed that you can smell them? Been down here long enough to do that? No? Oh God, you can tell them, can't you guys? When they go on the bed, you can smell them. A primary scrape is always underneath an overhanging limb. You haven't got to wonder if it's active. All you got to do is just step downwind and smell. You'll smell whether or not he's marking it. All right? Here's the way a buck marks the scrape. You want to show them how this is done? Huh? Come on now, baby. Those of you in the back, Chris, if I get up on that right there, am I going to be out of the camera right there? On this bag? Well, let's find out. All right, I guess I'm not. Here, Buck, you sure you don't want to show them how to do this? Here's the way a buck marks a scrape anywhere in North America. Once that neck starts swelling, what that buck's going to do, in fact, every buck in this room, when the neck swells, the ruddy note of a whitetail buck consists of three things. When his neck is swollen, it is the urine when neck's swollen, he's going to urinate over the tarsals. You call them hocks or tarsals? Tarsals? All right. Some people call them hocks. The tarsal gland is located on the back inside leg of the deer. It's a tuft of hair, and it secretes a musk. And what it does, as his neck swells, he urinates over the tarsals, and he rubs his legs together. He rubs his legs together like this. Son, get you an education. You hear, Mr. Don? Get you a good education. Tough way to make a living. He urinates, his neck swollen, urinates over the tarsals. He rubs his back legs together, and then he will paw at the ground like this. How many have ever seen a buck paw the ground? This year, when you kill a buck, spread the hoof. What you're going to get is a white, waxy type substance. It's called an interdigital gland. The sole purpose of that is it's like a fingerprint. So the ruddy noter of that buck consists of three things. Neck swollen is the urine with the musk, with the interdigital put in that bedroom. He has now designated his master bedroom in this house. No more Monday Night Football. Folks, the University of Georgia, once he marks this scrape, he does it for two reasons. He comes in, he designates his master bedroom what they call a primary scrape underneath the overhanging limb. He puts that ruddy noter there, he's put his fingerprint. He does it to tell everybody, I'll step on you. Sorry. That's worse than spitting on you. What happens is, when he does that, he tells every buck in this room, you keep your butt out of here. Then, he tells all the does here, hey girls, come see me. This is a master bedroom. It's a holy spot. If you don't believe that, from teenagers up tonight, let's all go get on a bus. Let's go anywhere in Milton. Stop at a house. All we got to do is walk in that house, and that's the master bedroom. Can't we? Now why? Why do we as humans even call it a master bedroom? Why don't we call it the Pee-wee bedroom? You ever thought about that? We call it the master bedroom because we put a reverence on that room versus any other room in the house. Does that make sense? All right? This is kind of like a holy of holies. So that buck is marking this master bedroom, and now he's going to check this master bedroom. And so what he's done, he's marked it, and he's going to check it. This is the one you want to hunt. Okay? So now what we're fixing to do is we're fixing to shoot you. we're fixing to get on you. Here's the way that happens. I forgot them too. Mr. Big Buck, guys, here's the way we're going to kill this buck. Doesn't matter where you're at. The number one scent, a deer has three defenses. Ears, eyes, nose. What's the most important? Nose. Everybody knows that, right? All right, ears, eyes, nose. Here's how we're going to kill this deer. We're not going to attack him at his strength. We're going to attack him at his weakness. And oddly enough, it's his nose. Here's what you do. Opening day of bow season. If you literally, everybody in here, you have my permission to hang off from work and hunt every day of the hunting season. And when you do that, I want you to use buck urine. Now everybody watch me. The number one scent in America sold is estrus. 80% of all scent sold in America is sold in a 4-week window. You know why? Because everybody thinks the ruts win. Right here. To prove my point, how many of you in here has had a conversation and thought, you heard somebody say, you know, the rut last year was all screwed up. It came in late. Did hunting season open late last year? They're talking about this. Opening day of bow season, you use buck urine. Tonight, you can put buck urine out. A buck spends more time with other bucks in 12 months out of the year than he does with a doe. Guess when he's primarily concerned with a doe? Outside of that, he's with boys. All right? So watch. Tomorrow morning, before season even comes in, you take buck urine and you pour it out. When you put buck urine out, any buck in this room is going to come to it. Oh, by the way, how many of you guys in here use deer scent? Have you guys ever wondered how they collect that? Man, there ain't that many deer in North America. Right? That's goat urine or cow urine or horse urine. It can't be deer urine. There ain't that many deer in America. Right? Well, I'm going to tell you how it's done. How many of you guys in here, and this is a tough thing to brag about, but I've bottled as much or more urine as anybody in America. My daughter hates me to say that. At career day, they went to a little private school, and I was never invited to career day. How many of you ever heard of Tink 69? Raise your hands. I bottled that for years. Millions of bottles of it. How many of you ever heard of Code Blue? I started Code Blue. I bottled a lot of deer urine. Got multiple patents in the scent industry. Here's the way they collect deer urine. Guys, we appreciate you coming tonight, and doggone it, look here, it's kind of a little warm. We got plenty of Coke, some water, got some coffee out there. We don't want you to dehydrate. We got plenty of water, keep it in your system, but before you leave, we're going to have a 55-gallon drum at the back door, and we want you to donate. And when we fill that 55-gallon drum of urine up, we're going to bottle it. In case you've never thought, or you get on a show and somebody asks you, a 55-gallon drum of deer urine will bottle 7,040 1-ounce bottles. What you don't know is that when I bottle Tinks, I batch 10 a day. I bottle 70,000 bottles a day. And a little better than 70,000. All of those, if you open them up, they were the same color and the same smell. You know why? Because it's a blend of everybody here. I stepped away from Tinks to introduce Code Blue. Code Blue changed the scent industry. It's one deer, one bottle. We collect from one buck, one bottle, different buck, different bottle, different buck, different bottle, one doe, one bottle, different doe, different bottle. Every bottle's from a different deer. You said, well, Don, that don't make any sense. That doesn't matter. Really? Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9 people down this ridge right here. All of you are going to... Oh, by the way, if it's not Code Blue or Top Secret, it is a blend. It's not complicated. All right, watch this. But for argument's sake, because I bottle Tinks, everybody down this road is going to use Tinks. I'm a buck. I come down here and the old boy right there is going to stand up and shoot me and his stand squeaks. And I blow. I go 500 yards down the ridge to his buddy. And his buddy's using the same thing that he's using. Guess what I'm going to do when I get to him? I'm going to blow. Guess what I'm going to do when I get to him and to him and to him and him? And bless that guy's heart, he don't even know this sucker. I had a deer come blowing by me. That's the reason a lot of people that are in hunting camps don't want to use the same thing that other people in the camp's using. Watch this. Code Blue. Every bottle's from a different deer. Same hunters, same buck. Your stand squeaks, I blow. 500 yards down the ridge, I get to you, I calm down. Why? Different deer.
Yeah.
Different deer, different deer, different deer, different deer. Makes sense, don't it? Now watch this. 2 years ago, I introduced a line called Top Secret. Top Secret is single, no oxygen. Those in the very back there, what color is that? Can you see it back there in the light? What color is that urine? Huh?
Piss color.
It's piss color. It's yellow, isn't it? You see that, guys? It is yellow.
Don't mix it with hot sauce.
Pepper sauce.
Hey, this is America now. When you buy it, we don't care what you do with it. Watch this, guys. Seriously. How many of you use deer scent? Raise your hand again. When you buy the urine, what color is it when you open it? Dark brown. Oxygen ammoniates urine. And what you buy and use when you open it, even Code Blue, and I know because it was my company, it's my patent. One deer the finest this industry's ever seen, still collected with oxygen. This has never seen oxygen. First time it's going to see oxygen is when you open it. Here's what I want you to do tomorrow. And some of those that's seen this show before, you've heard me use this as an analogy, and I want somebody in here to do this and call us. Tell your wife that you're not crazy. I want you to take a clear jar tomorrow morning, and I want you to urinate in it. Sit it outside on the ground. Urine, when it's voided, is sterile. You watch it. It'll be clear yellow, and if it's not, you may want to call your local pharmacist or see a doc. So what happens is, it's clear yellow. Tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, watch it in the course of the day. It's going to start changing smell and color. The only variable is oxygen. It tells the deer it's clear. Dark urine says the deer was there. Clear yellow urine says the deer's there. Does that make sense? All right, now watch this. If I open that and close it, it's going to go dark. And if you don't believe it, look what we found out there on the shelf a few minutes ago. That's our product. Somebody did this. It's not hard to figure out what's what. That's what you're used to hunting, isn't it, guys? That says the deer was there. That says the deer is there. Now, you got to open it to hunt it. You can't just sit it out there. Well, doggone, Don, if I open it, I'm going to get oxygen in it. Can you hold that up, Mike? To open that bottle, I got to open it and put oxygen. This is called a scent saver. This is a one-time purchase. It'll last you for years. So let's all go hunting in the morning. You open, by the way, deer urine comes in 1 ounce bottles. Code Blue's $12.95. Tink's $9.95. That's 3 ounces for $14.95, and tonight they got it off 10% off because we're doing a seminar. That's $5 an ounce. Never seen oxygen. Let's go hunting. We're going hunting in the morning. We're going to open that bottle up. We're going to pour it in this 3 ounce bottle. We're going to plug it. It's got a vacuum plug. You're going to pump it out 3-4 times. No oxygen. You can't over pump it because you'll hear a click. Listen. You guys hear it in the back? Hear that click? No oxygen. Listen to this. Now you don't want to do that because you'll sound like Lawrence Welk. How many of you know who Lawrence Welk is? Raise your hands. Doggone, I'm talking to an older crowd tonight. All right. Candace is going, who? Lawrence who? All right. So now no oxygen. Let's go hunting in the morning. There's a little nipple on the top. You can push it or pull it. Doesn't matter. Listen, guys. You hear that? It went. You can open it without it popping. You use it just like you normally would. It's fresh. You plug it, pull your pump out, 2-3 pumps, no oxygen. Listen. So now, for the first time in this industry, you can start with no oxygen and maintain it with no oxygen and protect your money you spent. But more importantly, you protecting the scent that tells the deer when you used it that it is fresh. Does that make sense? All right, watch this. That comes in estrus, buck, and doe. See that? That's not what you think it is. Folks, look at this. This is a $100 bottle of deer urine. I didn't hesitate, did I? $100 bottle. And you know what's crazy about it? This dealer only has 11 left. He cannot reorder. This is the finest deer scent this industry's ever seen. It's called Reserve. It is 26 ounces. It's a $100 bill. It's 26 ounces, $3.85 an ounce. This is from a 3 and 4 year old mature doe, and you can't say it don't work because we pulled the big dog and off in process. This is in process urine. Never say no oxygen. $3.85. There's only 12,000 for 12 million deer hunters. That means 1/10 of 1% is going to get a bottle. Where are we at? Back here somewhere. I can't find you. Where's 12. He's got. I think he had 11 left when we started. That means there's only 11 for this many people here. That's it. Can't reorder. When you buy that bottle, you become what we call a 1/10 of 1% club member. That means you get to participate in new product development. It means that we do webinars like this just for you. In fact, the club members are a guest on the show each week. You get to do all kind of stuff with us as club members. But more importantly, it guarantees you that once you buy that bottle, nobody can take it away from you. It's like buying season tickets to the University of Alabama. You're on the 50-yard line, dog. And it's yours unless you give that bottle up next year. You buy it this year, it's yours. So long as you replace your order by April, I think it's April 1, you got season tickets. Once you give it up, somebody else gets it. There's only 12,000. It's the most exclusive club in this country. It's called the 1/10 of 1% Club, folks, and this is serious stuff. $3.85 an ounce. The way you hunt this. This is 26 ounces. See that top? It is literally a wine bottle. It is a tea cork. And some lady tell me, oh, I'll get that confused. No, you won't. No. You can open that up, pop it open. This is a filling station. This is your car. Let's go hunt. We're going to pop this open. We're going to fill the car. We're going to plug it. We're going to pump this out. This comes with a plug. You plug it and you pump it out. No oxygen, no oxygen. You go hunting. You run out of gas, you come back to your filling station, fill your car up, pump it out. No oxygen, no oxygen. As long as you keep that pumped out, you're good to go. That bottle, hold that bottle up. That bottle right there is $14.95 for 3 ounces. $3.85 an ounce. Literally pull the buck off of the doe. This is the best the industry's ever seen. And guys, look, I think where'd Gary go back there? We got this. I think he said it had 11 when we started. The hat that we've got on, the first 6 people that gets a bottle, and then literally, guys, do not get mad at this dealer. It is not his fault. We're the ones allocating it. He can't get it. You got that many left. First 6 gets a cap with it. It gets that tonight. All right, watch this, because we're fixing to kill you. You take buck urine. Opening day of bow season. You put it out. Any buck in this room is going to come to it. Why? When you put buck urine out, any buck in this room, little buck, big buck, is going to come to it. Today, tomorrow morning. They're not coming to fight. They're in a pecking order. They just want to see who the new kid on the block is. Well, guys, opening day of bow season, you don't care. You just want to shoot him. You don't care why he's there. You just want to shoot him. Any buck will come to it. He's not mad. Because they're in pecking order. They just want to see who the new kid on the block is. But watch this. The closer it gets to the peak of the rut, so it starts good, it gets better as season goes along. It becomes more aggressive. Let me prove my point. You put it there, and you trail it in, and you put it in this master bedroom. You get up in a tree. A deer has 3 defenses. Ears, eyes, nose. What's the most important? How many of you use a grunt call? Anybody? Let's say you get up in a tree, the wind's going this way. Which way's downwind? That way. Watch this. I get up in a tree and I grunt. Now you hope there's a buck here. 90%, 85, 90% of all grunts made, I don't care who makes them, what they're made out of, is a tending grunt. So when you get up in a tree and you grunt, what you just told that buck was another buck is tending a doe. Right? Whose doe? Hello, his doe. Well, folks, that's a territorial infringement. Now watch this. This dealer, which is a fine dealer, good old boy right there now, he said, now look here, big boy. He said, if you get you a grunt call and get up in a tree and grunt like a pig, you can get you a buck. How many of you people in here got you a grunt, got up in a tree and grunted like a pig, and you ain't never seen no buck? Raise your hands, huh? Never seen a buck come to it? You think that don't work? Watch what happens. You get up in the tree and you grunt. That buck hears me. You may know he's there, he may not. He hears it. He's going to go downwind. Why? This said there's a buck tending a doe. That's an infringement. He goes downwind. The reason he goes downwind is called fleaming. You kill a buck this year, raise the top part of his mouth, top palate, you're going to see a little diamond-shaped gland. Sole purpose of that bad boy is to read urine. He can tell if she's in estrus, he's in rut. Right? So he's downwind fleaming. How many of you got horses? Just like a horse. You was punching him, wasn't you? Just like a horse. That's exactly right. So what happens is he's downwind doing this. Now you may see him, you may not. So he goes downwind, and what he's wanting to smell is what he's hearing. The number one scent sold in America is what? Estrus. Guess when it's sold? Here. So you're grunting over here, buck goes downwind, his nose overrides his ears, he doesn't come in, and you say this don't work. But watch this. You put buck urine out, you grunt, he goes downwind, his nose is now confirming what he hears, he's going to come in. Does that make sense? By the way, all right, Chris. Two bucks fighting, sparring. What are they fighting over? Doe. Whose doe? His doe. That's an infringement because I'm in his master bedroom. Boom, downwind. When he goes downwind, he's wanting to smell what he's hearing. And folks, if you don't have buck urine out, this is going to override this. Oh, but Don, I use estrus. Really? You get up in the tree, you go home after this seminar tonight, you walk in your house and you smell Old Spice cologne. You get to thinking, you know, dog, I don't wear Old Spice cologne. You flip that light on. And there's Mama. You ain't looking for Mama, are you? Are you? No, you're looking for Old Spice. You got to tell him what he's hearing. If you don't, this is going to override this. Buck urine. If you literally, folks, if you put a gun to my head and said you got one chance to kill a buck or I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to take buck urine anywhere in North America. Anytime during the course of the year. It's going to start good and it's going to get better. You're saying, Don, you're being over dramatic. Tomorrow morning, I want you to go to your local pharmacy. I want you to walk back in the cologne department and open up a bottle of Old Spice cologne. Take your dip. This old boy right here walks by. There ain't a man in this room tomorrow morning in Milton, Florida is going to knock that man upside the head. We'll watch you on Fox News tomorrow night. Right? No, you ain't going to hit him. You're not mad. But let your butt come home after this seminar tonight and smell Old Spice cologne. Now you've been out of shape. Right? Look, it's not what you smell. It is when and where you smell it that makes a difference. Does that make a sense? Grunting and rattling. You use buck urine every day of the year. You use estrus during the peak. Once he starts chasing does, that's when you go to using the estrus. You never quit using buck. Let me show you something. How many of you in here use a scent drag? Scent drag? Now watch this. Don't let me get away with nothing. If I take a scent drag and I put it on my foot right over here, you never put urine on you. Please. You ever put urine on your boot and go in and sit down in that truck and get you some Vienna sausage? That's rough. Because where's the heat coming out at? Down there at the bottom. So you don't do that. That's not the reason you do it. You put urine on your boot, boots on your foot, foot's in the tree. There he is. Look at that. Look at my hunter right there. It's on his boot. Here I am. I'm a buck. First of all, deer don't urinate this high in a tree. I'm walking along. I'm smelling him. Watch, see where he is? The closer I get to him, the higher in the wind I'm smelling it. Somebody tell me what's behind my nose. I had a buck look at me. You had it on your boot, boots on your foot, foot's in a tree. We're predators. Society's bred it out of us. Coyotes don't warn them that they're coming, right? So watch. So what you do is you take the buck urine, you hunt here. So let's take a scent drag. We're going to put a scent drag on a drag, and we're going to trail it across the road over and get up in the tree. Which way is it the strongest? Where I started. Well, watch this. Don't let me get away with nothing. I'm a buck. You drug across. I hit that scent trail. I'm going to turn and go to the truck and drink your coffee while you freeze your butt off up there in that tree. Right? With Top Secret, we stopped that. Oxygen free has changed the scent industry, folks. First year out with this, we took the new Alabama state record with the foam. We're the only ones with foam. Got it in estrus, got it in buck, you got it in duck. 1995, 300 pumps. Took the new Alabama state record. Old boy been out of work for 6 months. He's trying to shoot a doe. 197 7/8, typical. Watch this. First time this sees oxygen is when I pump it. Don't let me get away with nothing. By the way, I'm not stupid now. That don't have urine in it. See my little S? Sample. That guy's putting urine on him. This don't have yours will have urine in it. Mine don't for purposes of this. It better not, Candace. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Where's Rusty? It better not. All right, here we go. First time it sees oxygen is when I pump it. Oh, by the way, you want to know where your scent is? There it is. Ooh, see how quiet it gets. I wouldn't recommend it. But listen, it's America. I don't care what you're hearing out of D.C. This is America. You can do what you want to with it. Well, you can't. Hey, dog, I'm all for it. You need about 20 of these to make a good shave, though. All right, here you go. See the scent? Now watch this. I'm fixing to use a drag. Same deal. That cleans the floor right there. All right, watch this. First time it sees oxygen. I'm going to start right over there. Well, I'm going to start here and go that way, just where you can see it. I walk along and I foam it on the ground. Never waist more than waist high. Just walk, foam. 15, 20 steps, foam it. 15, 20. It's got 300 pumps in it. Here we go. I'll start over there. First time it sees oxygen, 15, 20, 30 yards. 15, 20, 30 yards, 15, 20, 30 yards. This is fresher than this. This is fresher than that. This is fresher than this because this hit oxygen first. Make sense? Buck. I'm going that way because it's fresher that way. Because this is the last one that I foamed. The key is no oxygen till you do it. Does that make sense? Look at that, guys. You take those that you grunt, here's what you do. I kind of, my mama still gets on me. All right, watch this. Buck, estrus. Get up in the tree and I grunt. Got to turn it the right way. Buck chasing a doe. Walking from the truck. Buck, estrus. Buck, estrus. I got a buck chasing a doe, don't I? Yep. Guys, look. This is a game changer. It's not an IV bag. Well, this we call a deer bladder. How many of you got a scent dispenser, you hang it up and it drifts? It drifts when you're not there. Well, first of all, if it's not top secret, it's already ammoniated, which means the deer was already there. You're telling a deer was already there. You use a scent dispenser, and don't it make a whole lot of sense, those that you got, and it pulls out, and then you get through at the end of the day, you roll it back up. Don't that make perfect sense? You take ammoniated urine, because it's already ammoniated already, you ammoniate it all day, and then you roll it back up into the other urine. Don't make a whole lot of sense, does it? Watch this. This is 5 ounces. This is estrus. We got it in buck, $29.95. You can drip this as slow or as fast as you want it. You can drip this sucker once an hour. The last time it dripped is first time it hit oxygen. Which means if you put scent out and you get up in the tree that morning, you're sitting there at 11 o'clock, it's already 4 hours ammoniated. This, every how often you want it, it hits the ground, it's just like she or he just urinated. That says a deer's there now. Makes sense, don't it? Okay? Let me stop just a second and give you guys a chance to ask some questions. What we're talking about tonight, does it make sense? Use buck urine every day of the year. It's going to start good and it's going to get better. How many of you in this room has ever had a buck go nocturnal on you? He's tearing a scrape up. You can't grunt him out. You can't rattle him out. How do you kill him? If he's nocturnal, he's older, more mature, you're not going to hardly rattle him out. You're not going to hardly grunt his butt out. By the way, those of you that hunt green fields, and all those out here that's hunting fields, little man, how old are you?
9.
You're 9. Do you, dear? You'll be 10 in how long? Just a couple of weeks?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, all right. You hunting in a field. First thing comes in the field in the afternoon's what? Does. What's the second thing comes in the field in the afternoon?
Bucks.
What kind of bucks? Little bitty bucks. How old are you? You're 9. Right at dark, little man. If you're lucky, what might you get to see? If you're a big one. You know why? Because he's got better sense than to go play out there in that street with them girls and get his head blown off, because he done got old enough to know not to chase them out there. So right at dark, he stages darkness to the field. Those of you that hunt on feeders, you know. If you want to kill a big buck, hunt off 200 yards off the field, 200 yards off the feeder. Let those does and those little young bucks come by, because that big buck is timing darkness to the field. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you got to get off that green field. No, I just planted that sucker. No, you want to kill a big buck, you got to get off that green field far enough to get him before he gets to the field, because he's staging darkness to the field. All right, here's what you do. And we're going to open up for questions here, because we got some callers. All right. So what you do is you do this. That buck's tearing it up at night. Here's what you do. Tomorrow, how many of you guys hunt? Who hunts close to where you? Who lives close to where you hunt? Somebody raise your hand. All right. How far? Well, you doggone you. I know where you. How far?
Mile and a half.
Mile and a half. Bless your heart. It's tough, ain't it? Mile and a half. Man. All right. All right. So what we're going to do, now everybody look at, I'm serious this, because we're getting close to winding it up. Here's the way you get a big buck that's nocturnal. Yeah. It won't work every time. It'll work a lot of times. And it doesn't matter if it's in Michigan, Manitoba, Canada, Kansas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. A buck's a buck. 3 defenses: ears, eyes, nose. Here's what you do. I don't care what time of day you do it. You're going to hunt Saturday morning, Wednesday morning, you get up. Let's say because you go to work, you retired, ain't you?
Right.
Man, you tough. I mean, a mile and a half and don't work. All right, well, so here's what you do. I don't care if you do it at lunch, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, daylight. Be consistent. Let's say you go to work at 8, so at daylight, you kill your human odor, you go into his master bedroom, and you take that buck urine and you fill his face full of it. General rule, we have a lot of questions on the show. How much urine do you use? If you can smell it good, he can smell it great. Now, we really like for you to pour the whole bottle out, don't we? Yeah, dog. But a whole bottle. All right. If you smell it good, he can smell it great. Watch this. You kill your human odor Wednesday. Go in, put it in his bedroom, and leave. Go to work. That buck's going to come in that night, and he's going to smell Old Spice cologne in his bedroom, and he's going to tear the fool out of it, and he's going to re-urinate in it. He's telling you, hey, get your butt out of here. Thursday morning, old big dog right here, he's right back, same time. It's got to be the same time. Back in his face, leave. That buck's going to come back in that night. He said, I told that sucker that he's going to tear it up. He's going to urinate it. Next morning, Friday morning, you're right back in his face. Saturday morning, you trail buck urine in, estrus, get up in the tree and grunt. You say, well, Don, that won't work. Oh, really? Everybody here's shift workers. We come in tonight, 11:15, and we can smell Old Spice cologne so strong, just like that sucker crawled out the window. We think, hey, we have our two say about it. Look at here now. Wednesday. Thursday night, 11:15, you walk in that door, it's so strong just like that sucker climbed out the window. You have a fit. Friday night, it's just like he crawled out the window. How many of you going to punch out early Saturday and come home early? Huh? Guys? Why? If you smell Old Spice cologne every night so strong just like he went out the window, you're going to punch out and come home early. But watch this. If you come home Wednesday night and it's strong, Thursday, it's kind of, was that last night? It's not as strong, kind of faint. Then Friday night, well, it's a little stronger. Is that left over? You don't know when he's there. But if he comes home every night and smells it strong, he's going to break that nose. It's going to break his cycle trying to catch that buck. Here's what you do. Top secret. If you put it in different times, he don't know when you're there. With top secret, when he puts it in that scrape, first time it's hitting oxygen. So the closer he comes to it, the fresher it is. Make sense? Same time every day, the closer he comes to it, the fresher it is. So the fresher, the sooner his nose will make him to catch him. Does that make sense? The key to it is no oxygen. Okay? Let me stop just a second and let you guys ask any kind of questions you want. Does this make sense what we're talking about tonight, guys? Guys, listen, not only here tonight, but live all over the country tonight, people are asking the same things that you're asking tonight. So let me stop. You guys feel free to ask any kind of question you want regarding something. When they ask the question, I'm going to repeat it not only for the mic here and the camera, but for everybody in the back to hear. Yes, sir?
What if you don't live close to where you hunt?
All you can do, the only way that's going to work is that you can put it in at the same time every day for 3 or 4 days. Or the weekend while you're there. The key to it is put it in at the same time. If you use anybody else's scent, it's already ammoniated. The key with top secret, you're putting it out, it's the first time it's hit oxygen. Plus, you could protect your investment. See? This changes. This doesn't look like this. This is what urine looks like with oxygen. This is what it looks like with no oxygen. That's what you're used to. This is what you can get. Okay? So, the closer, the better. Someone else, you guys feel free. Any kind of question you want regarding something we talked about, maybe something we hadn't talked about. Yes, sir.
If you do that 1, 2, 3, 4 day, what if he's there the 3rd day and when you're putting it out?
Well, then shoot him.
But he's not going to come
Be ready.
there.
Sir?
What if you see, I mean, if you're coming off and what if he sees you coming in and out?
Yeah, guys, the question is, what if he sees you? Guys, look, that'd be like if you see a guy coming out of your house. Shoot him. What's he say? Shoot him who? What's that woman's name on the swamp people? Shoot him. Shoot him, Elizabeth.
Shoot him.
That's what they make Glocks for. But any questions? So, yeah. If a whitetail, guys, let me give you an example of what I'm telling you with this. Seriously. You got a buck. You get up in a tree and you're standing there and a big buck, let's say you're bow hunting or gun hunting. It don't matter, but you're gun hunting. You look up and this big buck steps out in the middle of the field. Steps out in the edge, looks, turns and steps back in. Your all eyes bug out. Man, look at that deer. So you know he's fixing to come back out, so you take your rifle, or if he's close enough with your bow, and you're getting ready. Right? Now then, what most people will do is, what they want to do, that buck stepping out into that field. That buck, when he hits that field, he is coming to the field with his nose. Most people wants to shoot the deer there. Right? And I just lost my track of thought on that. too many seminars. You got a big buck coming to the field. Guys, when you hunt him like that, he's coming into the field late in the afternoon. Most people want to shoot him there. Right? But now watch this. You get ready, you pull the gun up, and you're going to shoot him because you know he's fixing to step out. And when you do this, you hear, whoo, whoo. You didn't see that doe standing over there. And that doe blew you. Now then, you got a problem. You got a doe blowing you, and you got a trophy buck down there. You know he's fixing to step back out in that field. What do? Anybody in this room, what do? You pray? What somebody say? You blow her head off. My son's 31. If Derek's watching this tonight, he's been taught early in you that if that ever happens, and we can in Alabama, you blow her head off. Try to get a grown man to shoot that stinking doe when you got a big buck standing out there 50, 100 yards. They won't do it. Blow her head off. Bam! You know what that buck's going to do? He may scoot. And he's going to stop. Go right back to what he was doing. It didn't bother him. Big noise, he'll nervous, he'll pop out there and stop. But if you let her stand there and blow, he knows what that means. So a buck's memory is good, but I'd rather spook a trophy buck than I had a big doe. Because she won't turn it loose. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You spook a doe, she'll blow every time she comes in. A big buck, you can blow him in a little bit, that circle, you can get him back around in there. Someone else. Anybody? Okay. Just 1 second. You got somebody on the phone? Who is it? Stephen, where's he out of?
I'm not sure.
All right, let me see. Guys, we're going to take this guy. Stephen, can you hear me? Stephen. You got him on? Stephen? Oh, there it is. All right, Stephen, you with me?
I'm with you.
All right, Stephen, listen, we got you live. Where do you live?
Indiana.
Indiana. What part of Indiana?
Southern.
All right, what's your question, guys? Here tonight, what we're going to do is I'm going to repeat Stephen's question, okay? Stephen, what's your question? What you got?
Well, what I had, I've used numerous fence over the years, and I've had bucks just come up by. Some of them don't pay any attention. Some of them stop and smell it and just keep on going.
Yeah. Okay, Stephen? What you're asking is sometimes you use scent, sometimes they pay attention to it, sometimes they don't. Is that your question?
That's the question.
All right,
I mean, I've had better luck going to my mama's bacon rack, getting vanilla spraying on the ground, and I've had them follow it right in.
Okay. All right. I'm going to try to answer that. And listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the phone back to Candace, and that way I can get you, because we're kind of doing it different tonight, okay? So hang tight, and I'm going to answer your question. Okay, guys, the question was, Stephen is in Indiana. So Stephen's listening, and what he's asking is, sometimes he puts urine scent out, and deer don't pay attention to it. They just keep going. Two things on that. First of all, it depends. There's a variation in urines. I mean, it is. Urines mean that they're all blended. If it's not code blue or top secret, it's a blend. Some of them are collected. Some of them may be a year old. Some of them may be 6 months old. All right. But how many of you duck hunt? Anybody in here duck hunt? So even if you duck hunt up here in Indiana, if you'll notice it, if you got a decoy out here, and you're calling this duck in, and you got a decoy there, and man, you just calling that old sucker. Sometimes he'll do this, like he's going to come in, and then he'll come out. You can have a live duck sitting there, and sometimes they won't land. A buck depends on what. A buck is like a man. If a man was like a buck, every telephone pole up and down Milton would be tore up. And I got news for you. If you check some of them, they're pretty scarred up. But Stephen, a buck's like a man. There's a variation in it. And it depends on the frame of mind. Stephen, it also depends on what time of year it is. If you're using buck urine, and I don't know if you can get Stephen back on the phone. If you can call him back, and I want to ask him the question real quick, is that if you get him back on the phone, and the question is, what time of year are you using it? If you're using buck urine here, They may come in. Here, he may be on a mission and totally ignore it. Let me give you an example. I come up to this man right here and I say, sir, you have a beautiful wife. You say, well, Don, thank you very much. I tell this gentleman, sir, you have a beautiful wife. You say, well, thank you very much. I walk over to this guy right here and I say, sir, you have a beautiful wife. He wants to take my stinking head off. Why? Because he's more jealous than the other guys. You know any guys like that, guys? Or ladies, you know any men like that? Bucks are the same way. I've seen bucks run from here and go take off running after another buck to get him out. Then I've seen other bucks allow bucks to come in, but the bucks will tuck their tail, tuck the head, and they'll walk through the master bedroom or through the den saying, I'm not looking, you know. And the buck will allow the other bucks to get in. His tolerance level's different. By the way, ears, eyes, nose, is that him? Let me just ask him just real quick, and I'm going to get your question. Hey, Stephen, I didn't mean to hang up on you, but what time of year were you using that happened on you?
I use the buck urine pretty much start of bow season, then I'll switch over and I see the buck start sniffing around, making the scrapes, and I'll switch over to using the doe and estrus.
Okay, all right, I'm going to give you back a second. Yep. You start off with buck urine just like he's doing. You use it every year and you grunt. A deer has one more defense. If you're trying to stop a deer, you can decoy here, can't you? Florida. Can you decoy in Florida?
Yes, you can.
You can? You can hunt bait, you ought to be able to decoy. I don't know, you can? I don't know, check your game laws, but if you can, 3 defenses, ears, eyes, nose. You grunt him, he goes downwind, he smells buck urine, he's coming in, he's got one more defense. Eyes. Now watch this. Stephen, if you're watching, and we're going to get your question. This is the scrape. You're going to put buck urine right here. Wind's going that way. Where do you put your stand? Anybody? Here. Where'd you say? That's right. Most people is going to put it, what's the average bow distance? 20, 30 yards. Now if you're gun hunting, you reach out there like AT&T, it don't make no difference. But if you're bow hunting, average kill 20, 30 yards. Average hunter goes 20 yards that way. The theory is that they want him to smell the scent before they smell him. So buck goes downwind. Problem with that. I'm a buck. Here's the scent. You're 20 yards that way. I'm a buck. I go downwind. You see me. I come down here. I fleam. I smell it. I whip my ears. I confirm my ears. I start coming in. I got one more defense. What is it? Would you believe that in 20 yards I ought to see my master bedroom and I start looking for what I'm smelling and I can't see it? I got a chance to lock up. If he locks up in seeing distance, 20, 30 yards, you just doubled the average bow kill. I go downwind. Got to kill your human odor. You can go downwind off trail here. Buck goes down, he locks up down here. He's in killing distance. Oh, by the way, wind's going that way. Which way's downwind? Steve, I want you to stand up and I want you to walk to me. That's downwind. Here's why. All right? Here's why. This is downwind, not this. You're doing this, and next thing you know, that buck cornered the wind. He quartered the wind. He hit the wind because it's coming all the way down. He hit the wind and he quartered it. Next thing you know, he's standing right there. That's downwind. You ain't careful, he'll be standing right there on you. Does that make sense? Okay? Stephen, we appreciate you calling in. Yes, sir, right back here in the back, you had a question.
Yeah, what's the difference between what's the advantage over the
foam versus liquid? Everybody real quick on that. There is no advantage of liquid over foam. Meaning that it's the same scent. The advantage is you don't have to use a scent saver, or if you want to use a scent dispenser, you need the liquid. The foam is application is ease. Same stuff is application of choice. Does that make sense? All right, one more question, guys. Anybody else? Feel free. Any other questions? All right, guys, look, we appreciate you coming tonight. We appreciate the guys out there that's called in. And we did limit the number of people that could call in because this is the first time we did a remote with the show. And we encourage everybody out there next week, hit the Facebook, those that are listening, those that are here. Those that are here, you have the little card. You literally can watch this show every Thursday night. We won't be doing a seminar next Thursday night. We're going to be doing just what Stephen called in from Indiana. He's got a question. Jim may call in from Montana, Manitoba, New York, Milton, Florida. And your question, because whatever your question is, the guy, Stephen, up there says, you know what? Boy, that's a good question. But it may have a nuance to it versus there, and then we answer that question. So you hear everybody's question. The show is not about tuning a bow, which ammo to use. It's about how to kill a white-tailed deer where you hunt. You literally can call us from your tree stand and say, hey, because it's a live show and you can do it with your cell phone. Pretty neat. So guys, we appreciate you coming. Guys, the little piece of paper that we gave you for a chance to win the hunt, and also the little thing you use to be able to log into the show next Thursday night and every Thursday night, tell your friends about it. That piece of paper, you need to give that to me. And at the conclusion of the seminar, I'm going to be just inside the as you go back out, going out through here back into the main building over there. I'll be at a table. You hand me those pieces of paper. And you have any questions, we'll answer them one-on-one with you. The last thing, there is only 11 bottles of the reserve. And I've said it, and we'll close with it. Do not get mad at that dealer standing right there. It's not his fault. First come, first served. You buy this tonight, we need your name, address, telephone number, email, because we will put you into as a club member tomorrow morning. You get to participate stuff, including being guests on the show. The first 6 that buys a bottle tonight, we're going to give you a free hat tonight. Okay? So if you have any questions, let us know. We're glad you're coming. Any other questions tonight, guys? And I believe you're going to also, at the close, with anybody that buys product, they're putting your name into a
Anybody buys products, get their name in to win the 270. Plus, I'm going to take some of your tickets after you leave and pull a few names and call tomorrow and give away some other products.
So there's a lot of things to win here tonight, folks, and we appreciate you coming.
The air conditioner's on 70, and the drinks are cold, and they're free.
Guys, look here. We appreciate you coming. If you want any product, we'll be inside. Bring me that chance to win the 3-day hunt, and I'll be inside behind a table. I'm just going to carry this with me.